10 seconds, 5 seconds, start. I am happy to inform you that One Nation, One Ration Card plan is under implementation by 32 states and union territories, reaching about 69 crores beneficiaries. That is a total of 86% beneficiaries covered. The remaining four states and union territories will be integrated in the next few months. To further extend our efforts towards the unorganized labor force, migrant workers particularly, I propose to launch a portal that will collect relevant information on building and construction workers among others. This will help formulate health, housing, skill, insurance, credit, and food schemes for migrant workers. We will conclude a process that began 20 years ago with the implementation of the four labor codes for the first time globally. Social security benefits will extend to gig and platform workers. Minimum wages will apply to all categories of workers and they will all be covered by the Employee State Insurance Corporation. Women will be allowed to work in all categories and also in the night shifts with adequate protection. At the same time, complaints burden on employers will be reduced with single registration and licensing and outlined returns. To further facilitate credit flow under the scheme to stand up India for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and women, I propose to reduce the margin money requirement from 25% to 15% and to also include loans for activities allied to agriculture. We have taken a number of steps to bring reforms in tribunals in the last few years for speedy delivery of justice. Continuing with the reforms process, I now propose to take further measures to rationalize the functioning of tribunals. We have introduced the National Commission for Allied Healthcare Professionals Bill in Parliament with a view to ensure transparent and efficient regulations of the 56 allied healthcare professions. Additionally, to bring about transparency, efficiency, and government's reforms in the nursing professions, the National Nursing and Midwifery Commission Bill will be introduced by the government for passing. The forthcoming census could be the first digital census in the history of India. For this monumental and milestone marking task, I have allocated rupees 3768 crores in the year 2021-22. Goa is celebrating the Diamond Jubilee year of the state's liberation for Portuguese rule. From the Goa side, I propose a grant of rupees 300 crores to the government of Goa for the celebrations. I propose to provide rupees 1000 crores for the welfare of tea workers, especially women and their children in Assam and West Bengal. A special scheme will be devised for the same. Unlike many other countries, we opted for a series of medium-sized packages during the pandemic so that we could calibrate and target our response according to an evolving situation. Once the health situation stabilized and the lockdown was being slowly lifted, we switched to ramping up government spending so as to revive domestic demand. As a result, against the original budget expenditure of rupees 30.42 lakh crores for 2020-21, the revised estimates are rupees 34.50 lakh crores. We have maintained the quality of expenditure. The capital expenditure estimated in budget estimate is rupees 4.39 lakh crores in 2020-21 as against rupees 4.12 lakh crores in budget estimates 2020-21. The fiscal deficit in revised estimate 2020-21 is pegged at 9.5% of GDP. We have funded this through government borrowings, multilateral borrowings, small saving funds, and short-term borrowings. We would need another rupees 80,000 crores, for which we would approaching the markets in these 2 months to ensure that the economy is given the required push. Our budget estimates for expenditure in 2021-22 are rupees 34.83 lakh crores. This includes rupees 5.54 lakh crores as capital expenditure, an increase of 34.5% over the budget expenditure figure of 2020-21. The fiscal deficit in budget expenses 2021-22 is estimated to be 6.8 crores of GDP. The gross borrowing from the market for the next year would be around rupees 12 lakh crores. We plan to continue with our path of fiscal consolidation and intend to reach a fiscal deficit level below 4.5% of GDP by 2025-26 with a fairly steady decline over the period. We hope to achieve the consolidation by first increasing the buoyancy of tax revenue through improved compliance and secondly by increased receipts from monetization of assets including public sector enterprises and land. The contingency fund of India is being proposed to an augmented from rupees 500 crores to rupees 30,000 crores through finance bill. In accordance with the views of the 15th Finance Commission, we are allowing a normal ceiling of net borrowing for the states at 4% of GDP and for the year 2021-22. A portion of this ceiling will be earmarked to be spent on incremental capital expenditure. Additional borrowing ceiling of 0.5% of GDP will also be provided subject to conditions. States will be expected to reach a fiscal deficit of 3% of GDP by 2023-24 as recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. Towards achieving central government fiscal deficit along the board path that I have already initiated, I will be introducing an amendment to the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. On 9th December 2020, the 15th Finance Commission submitted its final report covering the period 2021-26. The government has laid the Commission's report along with the explanatory memorandum in the Parliament, retaining the vertical shares of the states at 41%. We recognize our commitment to fiscal federalism and propose therefore to adhere to this recommendation. Jammu and Kashmir in the 14th Finance Commission was entitled to get devolution being a state. Now the funds to the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh would be provided by the center.